Facebook, I believe, Instagram, and Fiverr, something like that. But anyways, I think we're good to go. The timer's clicking, and let's jump right into the topic. So, yesterday at work, everybody bombarded me, man, which I hear no evil scenes with you guys. But ignorance is bliss. So why not find out what this is about? Mainly, I wanted to go ahead and hop on this thing and figure out for myself. I'm gonna tell you what I know about it, which isn't a whole lot. Have you ever played Doom, the video game, or in Doom to the world or Earth or whatever you want to call it, wherever you're at? So that's what it sounded like to me. It sounds like the government built a machine some time ago. I guess it causes time travel, and I mean a plethora about it, and said, let me look into it a little bit. So what does CERN stand for? Let's find that out first. So hopefully you can see on the screen that the screen I'm reading from is nothing. The first things that come up are no, CERN didn't open a portal to another dimension. As run 3 begins, CERN announces discovery of 3 new exotic particles, podcast about it, and 3 new wrong. However, so far it does seem like what I heard was pretty accurate. It's doom for the real to do. So let's do this. What does CERN stand for? So since I don't know what CERN stands for, let's find out. So the European Organization of Nuclear Research. How is that CERN? So you know what? It's probably not an acronym, but however, is a European research organization that operates the largest particle physical something. So I'm taking it that CERN, I cannot pronounce that. So let's go right into it. Let's go to the Wikipedia. See what Wikipedia got, because apparently Wikipedia is never like, hey, the acronym CERN is also used to refer to laboratory and administrative staff members and hosted about 12,400 users from institutions in more than 70 countries. In 2016, CERN generated 49 petabytes. Not smarter than the next man. I don't believe the next man is smarter than me. We're learning together. And if there is something you know more than I do or have a better input, go ahead and put that here. I just don't know. Where's all the good stuff? Oh yeah, so it is derived to be the European Council for Nuclear Research. Boom, got it. Was a provisional council for building a laboratory, established 12 European governments and retained for the new laboratory after blah, 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 blah. Okay, we know all that, but let's get to the good stuff. Like, where is the demons and, our doppelgangers? Like 60 different dimensional me's, Like, what would I be in the dimension of DC? Like, me in the DC universe, can y'all freaking imagine that? I would be a badass. Of course, I would be better than Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all of them combined. But I take it Wikipedia is not going to give us any of the good stuff. So let's go ahead and back out. So let's read the first article, which says, no, CERN didn't open a portal to another dimension in July. Boom, boom. All right. So no, CERN didn't open a portal to another dimension in July. Come as no surprise that on July 5th, 2022, when scientists at CERN fired up the Large Hadron Collider, LHC. CERN was built, when did it say? 3 years ago, which of course I'm just now hearing about it. Oh well. For example, one Twitter user surmised that CERN was opening up a sky show featuring a rare planetary alignment. So I don't know about that alignment that was crazy or heard about. Be alert. All right, so apparently this conspiracy theorist said June 24th. Takes a while for everything to catch up. I just got an alert here. But let me see if I can go ahead and turn. All right, so I think we're caught up, hopefully. All right, comment section. But all right, so it looks like we're a little behind on a couple channels, but we're so Be ready July 5th. Oh, there it goes right there what the text said. Ooh. So now, other posts echoed the same sentiment, including a why the theme song to the Netflix science fiction. Could that be it, y'all? Could it? And I'm not believing any and everything, and I'm glad I didn't believe this or reading a couple of these things. It's exactly what it is, man. You know, the video games and as you see on TikTok, they played The Stranger of the Future to Hell or 6 TEV. Again, here we go. So be patient with me, y'all. We got a lot of technology going on here. All right. So boom, had to get to the comments. So in a news release, CERN said okay, we read that. All right, CERN is a research facility outside Geneva. I feel like that ensures type of research and science experiments and into each other in an effort to make discoveries about the properties of the universe. In 2012, CERN researchers identified the Higgs boson atom. So you and I are atoms, right? Our hands and our fingers are a whole bunch of atoms comprised of each other. So pretty much what they're doing is just colliding items together, whatever. But CERN is a research facility, in its current run, scheduled through 2020. Thing is getting weird on me. All right, here we go. All the other particles in the universe. In its current run, scheduled through 2025, researchers hope to answer some of the universe's big, essential questions. As antimatter, what is the dark matter that suffocates the cosmos? How does the Higgs particle itself have mass? Has never had a shortage of attention from conspiracy theorists. For example, in 2016, some internet users misappropriated a photographer's image of a storm over Switzerland to falsely claim that CERN opened a portal into another dimension. Another rumor, again spread in 2016, falsely said, smoke, there's fire. I'm a big believer in that. When there's smoke, there's fire. So there's definitely something going on here. How much I believe of it? Not much. Do I believe they are trying to, it's being made, you know, especially after reading that or watching it, it was like, okay, dude, I see where y'all getting this sci-fi stuff from. But with that being said, that's all that there really is for this article. We go over to another tab here. Or dark matter, oh snap. So it comes out as the same thing. Dark matter, CERN, look at that right there. Dark matter, a component of the universe whose presence is discerned from its gravitational energy composition of the universe. The rest is dark energy, 69.4, and ordinary visible matter, 0.5. What is dark matter on Earth? Same thing, matter. So, how do I explain that? I really wouldn't know how to explain that, to be honest with you. To me, it just sounds like any substance which interacts predominantly via gravity with visible matter. So let's say I grab this remote right here, right? With it, is that dark matter, right? They use examples as stars and planets. Hence, in principle, it need not to be composed of a new type of fundamental particle, but could, at least in part, be made up of standard, don't know that word, matter, such as protons or neutrons. I wonder if I can go to YouTube and see like an example. See an example of it. And I'm already on YouTube, but I think because I have a video downloading right now, this is kind of all over the place. Okay, so here's the thing that I keep reading, right? They keep saying dark matter, which I don't know why that keeps doing that. But here they're explaining that dark matter makes up a universe. That means a majority of this place is dark matter. So when they're saying that this company, for example, CERN, is using dark matter, they're just using pretty much what the universe, don't quote me on that, but they say the world is made up of, it's predominantly water. So then it's predominantly dark matter too. So is dark matter water? I'm just going to leave that there for you guys because I don't know. I believe a whole lot of you are intelligent out there and can tell me a lot about this stuff, but that's how I would take predominantly anything that interacts with gravity that's invisible. That's what we read together here, right? So dark matter is called dark because it does not appear to interact with the electromagnetic field, which means it does not absorb, reflect, or emit electromagnetic radiation. Like, if that's the case, what isn't dark matter? And I think that's why dark matter makes up 85% of the universe. Matter and its evil shit. That's what I was told. Doing some research here, it doesn't seem like dark matter is bad, right? Hold on, let me put this down. Make this little so y'all can see my face real quick. So after reading this, this does not tell me that dark matter is bad, right? Back to the scene from Key and Peele. Why? Like, come on, it only makes up what, 15%, 16%, while dark matter is the majority. So pretty much anything that affects gravity is dark matter. It goes back to, what are they talking about when they say some evil dark stuff is happening because it's dark matter? All dark matter is something that interfacts with or affects gravity that cannot be detected, right? You just can't see it. Imply dark matter is present. For this reason, most experts think that dark matter is abundant in the universe and has had a strong influence on its structure and evolution. There it goes right there. I didn't even read that part, but by reading the first couple sentences, I got it. It was like, okay, calculation showing that many galaxies would have quite different, not have formed at all, and others would not move as they currently do. Other lines of evidence include observations in gravitational, what's that? Lensing. Or is that all one word? I don't know. I don't know that word. I don't know that word. I'm like that girl in your class that can't read, you know, to pat their head. I don't know that word. I don't know that word. What's in galaxies with the clusters? In standard Labada CDM model of cosmology, the total mass energy content of the universe contains 5% ordinary matter. So when it comes to ordinary matter, the world is only made up of 5% of that. Everything else is pretty much dark matter, right? It also says 27% dark matter and 68% of a form of energy known as dark energy. So now we're onto something different, right? At first it was dark matter. Now it's dark energy, right? So these are things you have to keep in mind, man. And this is why I tell people you have to do your own research. Even this won't be enough for me. I can read this till I'm blue in the face. I can memorize this and it still won't mean anything to me. Not a damn thing. But that's why I'm going to continue doing research. And that's why I'm doing a live video on this, just to go ahead and get your guys' input. I truly want to know how you all feel on this matter and what you think about this matter. It's just not me thinking about it, right? Because when I was sitting there and everybody was talking about it, I'm like, wow, everybody knows about this stuff but me. Then I'm looking into it. I'm like, I'm kind of glad I don't know about it because they were just all off, you know? So let me go ahead and enlarge this again as we continue to read. Bring that up there. Because no one has directly observed dark matter yet, assuming it exists, it must barely interact with ordinary baryonic matter and radiation except through gravity. Again, dark matter is nothing more than something that affects gravity that cannot be seen. That can be anything. Again, let's take this remote, right? Black matter is what you don't see interacting. So we know gravity is real. Supposedly, we know gravity is real, right? But now reading this stuff, gravity is nothing more than black matter. That's it. Now let's get to the dark energy stuff, because now it says that not only is the universe made up of 68% or 27% dark matter, but 68% of a form of energy known as dark energy. So now this goes back to energies, right? And this is why I tell all you guys, you have to be in tune with yourself. You're spiritual. You got to make sure your body's right. You got to make sure your mind's right. You got to make sure your insides are right, man. You got to make sure that your chakras are aligned. This stuff isn't made up. This stuff is real. Following the planets, following the stars. What man has done is turned us stupid. They took all this information and knowledge from us and replaced it with religion and politics. There's so much to this universe that you cannot see. There's so much to this universe that you can find out. But if you take the cheap route out and just say, you know what? I believe in the lawmakers and I believe in the creation that created universe. you would never know exactly what this place is, bro. We're all here for reasons. We all came here. But if you think your purpose here is just to work, serve a God, and die, you are sadly mistaken. You are here to learn. You are here to discover. You are a God yourself. You are able to create human life. You are able to create dark matter. You are able to create light matter. You are made up of every single component of this earth. Whether it's dirt, whether it's dust, whether it's water, it doesn't matter. Whether it's mineral, you are connected to everything on this planet. And you guys fail to realize that stuff. And I think with CERN, what people did was take it as being thought-provoking and made it something else. Like I said, they took it and made it sound like Doom, or they made it sound like Stranger Things, right? There's this parallel universe that's opening soon. We're all going to hell. We heard this before. We heard it with the Y2K bug, right? We just dealt with it with COVID. How many people out there really thought COVID was going to end the world? You had people shooting themselves up with a vaccine that was made in a basement by the government. That is probably no longer even effective, right? But these are the things you have to learn on your own. So back to dark matter and light matter, right? It says here that the cosmetic microwave background, along with astronomical observations of the observable universe, key word, right? So when it comes to the observable universe, pretty much what they're saying is what you see, there's more to it, right? Yeah, you see a plant, but do you see that plant breathe? Here's the funny thing. People of color like myself, we use the word melanin, right? Do you know that a plant or grass has melanin? All melanin is a chemical that soaks up sun rays and creates a different color. That's all it is. And that is why Caucasians, they burn in the sun, right? They can't turn a different color. They burn. Even though I'm light skinned, I'm able to tan still. I actually just got tanned. So the observable universe is just that. There is more than what meets the eye. And you would never know until you actually become connected to this place. And you can never become connected to this place if you are connected to other things that do not serve you. If you are connected to your masters, you'll never understand exactly what's going on here. So back to it. Thus, dark matter constitutes 85% of total mass, while dark energy and dark matter constitute 90% of the total mass energy content. Because no one has directly observed dark matter yet, assuming it exists, it must barely interact with ordinary barometric matter and radiation except through gravity. Again, dark matter is nothing you see, but it affects gravity. How do we know gravity is real? Yeah, I can lift up this remote and drop it. We were taught that's gravity, but is that really gravity? How do we know that's gravity, right? People say gravity isn't real. And I think Sir Isaac Newton, and I could be totally wrong here, it's just a theory. At the end of the day, you have to understand what a theory is. A theory is nothing more than you and I getting together and making stuff up, putting our heads together, politicking, right? So let me minimize it a little bit here. It may be composed of some as yet undiscovered subatomic particles. A primary candidate for dark matter is some new kind of elementary particle that has not yet been discovered. Here we go again, theories, right? So what is this undiscoverable particle that make it exist? You see how none of this really adds up? None of it. And this is why you need to do your own research and find out exactly what's going on here. Though axions have drawn renewed attention due to the non-detection of WIMPs, funny WIMPs, in experiments, many experiments to directly detect and study dark matter particles are being actively undertaken, but none have yet succeeded. Dark matter is classified as cold, warm, or hot according to its velocity. How? That doesn't make any sense to me. Either it's warm, either it's hot, or it's cold. As human beings, we do not sit around saying, you know what? That's in the middle of cold and warm, or that's in the middle of warm and hot. There is no such thing. Cold, warm, or hot. Yes, you got room temperature. Yes, you got lukewarm. I get it. Some of you out there. But understand what I'm saying here, bro. These are all theories that people are buying into, and they're selling it. It's crazy. So many experiments to directly detect and study dark matter particles are being actively undertaken, but none have yet succeeded. Dark matter is classified as cold, warm, or hot according to its velocity. More precisely, its free streaming length. Current models favor a cold dark matter scenario in which structures emerge by the gradual accumulation of particles. Now that part makes more sense to me, right? Friction. How do you cause a fire? Heat. It's all friction, bro. Right? Anything with friction is going to cause heat or fire. So if particles are pulling together, yeah, it's going to be a hot streak. Same thing with your brain, right? When you squint, you are pulling exons from the back of your brain to the front of your brain. When you do that, your brain gets hot. Why? Because there's a lot of friction going on in your brain, and your forehead's doing this, your hair is doing all that. Simple as that. So, although the scientific community generally accepts dark matter's existence, some astrophysics, intrigued by specific observations that are not well explained by ordinary dark matter, argue for various modifications of the standard laws of general relativity. These include modified Newtonian dynamics, tensor vector scalar gravity, or entropic gravity. Don't know that word. These models attempt to account for all the observations without invoking supplemental non-barometric matter. All right. So, boom. I just wanted to go ahead and get on here. Let me see if that video done upload, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here. Oh, snap. It's processing. Let's see. The standard independent problem for YouTube. Public is on YouTube. All right. We're going to hit that. All right, guys. So, with that being said, my new upload video is out. Go ahead and check that out. I'm pretty much just reintroducing myself, letting you guys know what the channel is. Long story short, before you watch that video, I can go ahead and give you a little tidbit on what's going on here. So, of course, I added some new stuff to the set, which isn't a whole lot, but it's new to me.